So let's look at how we create and print quotes in the Forever Free edition. We're in the client's record. We just go to the quotations tab. This client's got no pre-existing quotations on here, so in the top section here where it says quotation summaries, there's no history. So the button next to it that says add new quote, we click that and it adds one onto the top item there. You can pop the date in, it automatically puts today's date in, but if this is a quotation that you did yesterday and you just add it onto the system, you can just change the dates like that. We've got the quote number. Again, that's based on if you've put the automatic quote number in as part of the setup, that'll generate the quote number automatically. Then we can tell the system what sort of quote it is that we're doing. So is it a quote that we're doing over the telephone? Is it something that we're going out to do a visit quote for? Is it something that we're emailing to the client? So on this one, we're going to assume that this is a visit quote, and we'll show you that. It'll automatically populate the staff with your name, and then they've got some quote notes there, so we could put any free text in here that you want that's related to this quotation here. So we can add that into there, and then that'll print out in several areas at a later date. Okay, so we've confirmed the quote summary at the top there. Now we start adding items onto the system. So if we just ignore this middle section for a moment that says quote history for all items, and go straight down to the bottom where it says item details for selected quote number 1002. Now in the Forever Free edition, all the item codes and services that we offer are under what's called base services. So in this section here it says all. As long as that says all or base services, we can add items onto the system here. So then what we need to do is in the add item there, if you know the short codes, the item codes that we've put in, you can just type the item code there. So for instance, if I know the lounge is just L, so lounge carpet, I hit L, hit tab, and that automatically adds the description on there. The lounge, the item code is L with the lounge carpet there in the description. It's automatically ticked the manual pricing box. Obviously we're going to put the pricing in a second. Okay, so then we move on to the quantity field. If we tick the little box here, this opens up a screen where you can enter in the dimensions of the room. So you can enter L-shaped rooms and things like that. You'll notice at the top we've got meters, yards and feet. That will default to whatever you've set up as your default option. If the client gives you details in feet though, you can just tick the feet there. You can put the dimensions in here, so it's 20 foot by 10 foot. And if it's an L-shaped dining room, it may be 10 foot. By 9 foot as well, so that will be 10 foot by 9 foot. It will add those on, but we're going to take a small hearth off, which is 2 foot by 4 foot, and then when we click the check at the bottom, it calculates those for you, and it will tell you that there's 282 square feet, and it will do the conversion back to whatever your default is of 26.2 square meters. So we can click OK. Then we just put the prices in here. So let's, for argument's sake, say that's going to be £100 for the clean only, £150 for the clean and protect, and £160 for the healthy home option. I'm not going to put anything under the other service group because I'm not quoting for that. But the client's asked about an anti-allergen treatment. So I can pop the anti-allergen treatment on, and the system's prompting me to put a price in there. So I can put that will be £30 if they want that doing on there. Also, if the client's got a discount voucher, we can apply the discount here. So I can pop on there that it's 10%. There we go. Let me just show you one of the other clever little features. There's an option in here for 10 stroke 20%. If I choose that option and then click the show discount button, you can see here that it's taking 10% off the clean only price and 20% off the clean and protect price. So there are some variable discounts that are set up in there as well. The other thing I'd like to show you is if you're trying to apply a discount that isn't in this discount category here, because you can't customize any of those in this edition, if you do want to adjust the price by something different to one of those items there, you can use this field here, the fudge factor FF. So if you wanted to adjust the price by 12.5%, you could do that, and you could put the discount in there, and that will apply that discount in there. So I'm just going to change that back to 0. The other thing that we allow you to do in here is add item notes. So if you want to, you can put that there's a small tear in the seam by kitchen doorway. So then if we click OK, that adds it onto the line item. So that's how you can enter items onto the quote if you know what the item code is. If you don't know what the item code is, you can just use the blue button here with the plus symbol on. If you click that, it will open up a list of all the codes that are there. And the ones that are set up in a mnemonic, so as you see, the L was for the lounge carpet. But let's say we want one of the bedrooms. That would be start with a B, so that would be B. We can look in here, and then we've got bedroom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's put a bedroom 1 on. Again, manual pricing is automatically set. We can put the dimensions in, and as I say, if we want to put yards in, we can put that it's 5 yards by 4 yards. Click check, that'll calculate back the square meterage. We can put the prices in here, so this might be 75, 120 and 135, and again we're going to apply the same discount to that, so we can choose this from the list and add that into there. Okay, so that's how you add a new quote onto the system for a new client. Now, let me just very briefly show you what would happen if you're doing a new quote for an existing client. So all I'm going to do in this example is I'm going to go back to the Client Details tab. So imagine that this is a previous client that's called in and asked you to do a quotation for some other items. So again, we go to the Quotations tab, and this time you can see that we've got that old quote on there and the history there. Now this is where the section in the middle comes into play, where it says Quote History for all items. This quotation that we've got highlighted at the top here, the details for it are displayed in this bottom grid. But if I open this where it says Quote History for all items, you can also see the histories in there as well. So that's the prices that were given on the previous quotations. So this time when I click Add New Quote, the items in the quote history stay the same, but you can see that there's no details now because we've got this new job on. So if they just want an updated price from the previous time that you quoted, you would click the Add New Quote like we've just done, and then if you want to re-quote the lounge carpet, you can just double click the lounge carpet from this middle section here where it says Quote History. If we double click that, that adds it onto this quotation that we're just preparing. And now we can just use the tab key or the cursor, move along. Obviously the size is going to be the same, and then we can manually adjust these prices. So we can put the prices up by 10% or £10 or whatever, however you want to work it, that's how you put the prices up. So we can put that in there, £32, and this time they don't mention that they've got a leaflet or a discount voucher, so we can change this and we can take the discount off. Okay, now let me just very briefly show you what happens now. If we go back to the Client Details screen, when you look at the quotation records again, you go into the quotation section. If we open this quote history again, you'll now see that the lounge carpet appears twice. So you can see the complete history of what you've ever charged that client for those items. And that's something else that we've not seen in any other system, and has been certainly very useful. You can see what your current prices are based on what they previously were. So what I'm going to very quickly do is add a couple more items onto this quotation here. So I'm going to add bedroom 3 on. So I'm just going to use the item code bedroom 3, hit tab, that pops it in. Tab along to here, click in the box, and we know that this one is in meters, is 3.2 meters by 4.1 meters. We can click the check. Okay, that pops the dimensions in, and I'm going to put this in as £90, £120 and £130, just to keep it straightforward. So I'm going to add a 5-seat Drail ensuite. So that would be 5, S for seat, D for Drail on, S for suite. Hit tab, and you'll see that adds 5-seat Drail ensuite there. Again, if you wanted to, you could just put 5, so you've got a quantity in there, and click OK. Clean only price, let's say that's going to be 140. Clean and protect, 210, and healthy home, 240. So we can just quickly add those items onto there. Now what we need to do is just print this out or display it on the screen so that we can show this to the client. So the way that we do that is we go up to this button here that says Service Report. We click that. It's already set as default on base services, which is the items that we've got here. And then it's asking us to decide which we want to show. So do we want to show the quantity, which is the field that we've got here, and then the clean only price, the clean and protect, the healthy home. It defaults to all of them being ticked. I don't want to show the quantity on this quotation that I'm going to print. I'm going to quote for the clean only, the clean and protect and healthy home. I'm not going to show the price for other, and I'm only going to show the price for the extra 1 because extra 2 I've not put anything in. And I am going to show the discount code. Oh no, there's no discount set, so I'm going to leave the discount code and take that off. So that's choosing what we're going to print out and display. Then we choose the report ID that we want to send, so I can choose landscape or portrait. So I'm going to choose the landscape option, click report, and that'll generate the report on screen. If you click preview, put your details in here, your logo, it'll pop the date to the quote and the number of the quote, and then it's got the client details at the top right hand side here. And then it's put the description in, the clean only, clean, protect and healthy home headers, and then the 5-seat Draylon suite on the clean only, and it's popped all the prices in there. What you'll also notice is it's carried through the item notes for the lounge carpet, so the client's fully aware when you do the quote that they've been made a note of. And then this one, it's showing you the grand totals. There weren't any discounts, so it's not calculated the price to show that for you. The other thing that it would do is, in these two boxes here, this one and this one, it will print out the customized text that you've added in, and if you look at the setup videos, that'll show you where you need to set those up. So that's it. That's the quotation